fucking shit. These reviews are delicious.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Versus. We've got a big show today, big news at the box office. We've got a special treat. You are not going to believe it. Marvel versus DC. Dogs and cats living together. The X-Men Avengers Doomsday trailer has dropped. Lots for you. So let's start the show. Hey everyone,
Hey.
What's going on? We've got the A-list here today. Top tier. So intro yourselves and let's get going.
Angry Badger, ready to go. So happy. Last show of the year, 2026. Hollywood will fix. Happy birthday, Rob.
What's up, guys? Dante from Purple Riot, and I'm just here to promote my new daycare.
That's great.
Oh, Alan Ing, Film Threat, and yeah, me too. I could use $1 million this year.
And we have a special guest joining us. He won a Make-A-Wish Foundation dream to be on the show live from, across the pond. It's Alan. Here we go.
What?
How do you pronounce your name?
It's Oliver Lavery Farag. But then you've seen Ulf in the chat, which is just my initials. That's all it is. I never really changed it. So, yeah.
Well, you're a little overmodulated. It's all right. It's all right.
Turn that mic down.
Oliver is a frequent. We always see him in the chat. We met and hung out at San Diego Comic-Con in July.
Yeah, we did.
That was a
good
lot
time.
of fun. And you asked me to be on the show, and since I thought no one would show up, I said yes. And then
if you ever need to scrape the bottom of the barrel, I'm right
Yes.
there at the bottom of the barrel.
we went through the bottom, and you joined us. So
Yeah, I think you gotta turn your mic down a little bit.
Okay.
yeah, maybe
For
down.
a once in a lifetime thing.
I know.
So don't everyone blow up Chris asking to come. Holy hell.
But we'll fix it. We'll fix it. So yeah, maybe you turn it down, and I'll turn it
down a touch. That should be.
We'll do auto. But let's get to our comments here. Do we have comments? We don't have comments. We don't have any comments. But just want to remind people, subscribe to Film Threat. A lot of people watch and they don't subscribe. Want to remind you to please subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Sign up as a member. Join us on Discord and Rumble. And go to shop.filmthreat.com. These Final Frontier shirts are gone after the 31st? Next year, we've got the annual Award This event, our 7th annual one. Tickets are still on sale. January 31st, get your Award This merch. We've got all the holiday and the Star Trek will be gone by Wednesday. So at the end of Wednesday, they're gone. But pick up a Film Threat shirt or some other merch. There's tons of merch. So there you go. And wait, I guess we do. Geek Truth 64 says, here's a comment for $2.
That's a good one.
And Andrew Cram gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Thank you for that. And thanks for putting up the banner at the bottom when I was talking about the shop, Alan.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I appreciate that. But let's get to it. Box office. You know what? I blissfully paid no attention to news this weekend. Offline. I don't know what's going on, but I hear the box office is big. Alan, what do we got?
What do we got? Avatar, Fire and Ass comes in number 1 with 64 million. But that is not the only thing. It's currently at $760 million. On its way to $1 billion.
So it's going to crack $1 billion.
It will most likely. And number 2, I'll just say, is Zootopia 2, which a lot of families were at my local theater on Christmas morning watching Zootopia. That's at 1.4 billion right now. And it's only 5 weeks in theaters. Then we're followed by Marty Supreme, our Christmas Day winner, I guess. The housemate from last week. Anaconda comes in with 14 million. David holds strong, coming in with 50 million gross total. And then SpongeBob, and then Song Sung Blue, the better musical than Wicked for Good, comes in at number 8. And then rounding out is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, Song Sung Blue. Wait, what's number 10?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay,
still hanging in there.
All right, there you
Yeah.
go. Okay, so there's a story for the box office. What do we? What's our takeaway from this? I want to hear from everyone. What do you think of this box office, and what is going to be the fate of Avatar: Fire and Ash? And do you
He's going to get that
think-
press conference where he tells us what the endings are. It needs to hit 1.2 billion to break even.
Well, first of all, I want to know: is there going to be 2 questions? Are the Avengers Doomsday trailers helping, and will there be an Avatar 4 and 5? Because I heard from there's someone I follow on social media who knows someone who worked as a producer, who told him the premise for Avatar 4 and 5, and he said it sounded really cool. I was underwhelmed by Fire and Ash, but box office takeaways from everyone.
I honestly, I guess I'm not surprised by any of this, to be honest with you. The thing is, Avatar was going to do well regardless of what trailers came before it, right? Avatar has a track record of, for some reason that I cannot explain because I hate all of them. People want to see these movies, and maybe it's just a movie where you could turn your brain off and, look at the pretty pictures, whatever. But I think everybody expected Avatar to do well. Like, I don't think there's anybody on this panel that said that this movie was going to flop,
Right?
regardless of our own personal taste. Will there be
I said I'd be shocked if it hit 2 billion.
I mean, sure, but it's doing pretty well for right now. Will there be a 4 or 5? I hope not, but I'm sure there will be. I've been saying this for like the past 3 years. I wish James Cameron would move on to something else, but he's not. Especially with these kind of numbers, there's definitely going to be a 4, at least a 4.
Yeah, he is moving on though. He said he wanted to do Terminator again.
There has been an attempt to make a good 3rd Terminator movie about 6 times.
Mhm.
It's not going to happen. Alan, what do you think about this? One thing that does stand out is David, an Angel Studios animated movie, beat SpongeBob. But what do you think?
What do I think? I think Avatar, the sense I got watching Avatar was Cameron was done, was tired. And it just felt like, well, I just got to push this thing out. I'm not sure it needs to make $1 billion because I think a lot of its production costs were absorbed in the first movie.
The 400 million they're citing?
But it'll easily do $1 billion. Disney needs $2 billion movies, 2 separate $1 billion movies to make up for the flops they've had all year. And so it looks like Disney might break even here. So good for them. And then David, just a solid film. Families love family movies. And those are the stalwarts, the ones that always do well in the theaters, even though most of us really don't care to see it.
What about Marty Supreme? Is it fair to say there's no stars anymore if Timothy Chalamet has like a following?
Well,
I think he does have a following. People really liked him. I like him. I'm not in love with that movie. I mean, the reason it works is he plays an a-hole who, but it's played by Timothy Chalamet. And I wonder how that's going to work in Dune Part 3. I mean,
well, you better hope it does real well.
Yeah, well, I guess.
I mean, you can't deny that the guy's a draw, man.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not, Timothy Chalamet does put asses in seats.
So I'm saying, right? He on his name, people go see him. That's something. It's more than Glenn Powell these days.
And look at that, almost 2,000% growth from the first week to the second week. 2,000%. Who can do that other than Timothy Chalamet?
I wonder if the Timothy Chalamet thing is kind of like The Rock
Huh?
in
Yeah,
we
now
gotta- we
you're
gotta-
too low.
Wait, now you're too low.
Oh god, there we go. Is that
Let's-
better?
let's-
And now can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. good.
Yeah, it's nice and crackly, but go on.
Okay. God. So yeah, I wonder if the Timothy Chalamet is like The Rock in Smashing Machine, right? It's like the audience that tune in for him don't necessarily want to see a Marty Supreme movie. I mean, I don't know who Marty Supreme is, even after watching the trailer. I just
Ping pong,
have no
bro.
desire. Sorry.
Well, Marty Supreme is definitely a Timothy Chalamet performance. Smashing Machine is not a Dwayne Johnson performance. You don't see Smashing Machine say, "Hey, I'm going to see a rock movie." This is Dwayne Johnson basically acting, and I think that throws people off because they want to see someone over the top, and Mark Kerr is just not that over the top person, even though he basically founded the UFC.
Well, I think a lot of people were really, complimentary of The Rock's performance in that.
Mhm.
When I watched it, I thought some scenes were kind of poor, actually, for an Oscar bait movie, especially the scene where he drags the little, he can't cry in the scene, so he puts something over his face and then goes, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if I really can see this. Like, I felt like I was watching a school play at one point. I saw his charm. He's very charming. His size is formidable. But ultimately in the dialogue delivery, the complexity that I'm looking for, especially from an Oscar bait movie, it's just not there. But then the whole film's confused. It does tell, don't show a lot of the way through it. You don't see him have a heart attack. You hear about it and then you cut to the hospital. I thought that it seems like a production that's riddled with problems more than anything else.
I'm not sure if I agree with what you say, but I like you saying it in a British accent. It seems to have more credibility.
It gives authenticity.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We would also have accepted Scottish
So you
or
just cut out from
Australian.
the-
Yeah, any like a drinker accent, or whatever you got. So all right.
I mean, ironically, Marty Supreme and Smashing Machine are Safdie brother movies.
Right. So, all right, I have a follow-up to this that we need to get to, but let's do this super chat while I stall.
Oh, the A Train for 5. Wow. Who would have guessed Avatar would still be bringing in more people than a Somalian daycare center? Bro.
Look, the best case scenario is that Avatar Fire and Ash grosses $2 billion. That's nothing. That's like, Gavin Newsom looks at Tim Walsh and says, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
I'll take care. I'll triple that. But yeah, a lot of fun there. Hey,
I'll see your 20 billion and raise you.
exactly. From Variety, why 2025 was such a dud for struggling cinemas. I sent you the story in the private chat, Badger, but check this out. Another disappointment. The movie theater comeback that wasn't. It seems to be that theaters have kind of tapped out. They can't eclipse more than 9 billion. What that means is the market cap, the amount of money that movie theaters can make, it's capped and shrinking. Badger, if you would, just the first couple paragraphs.
Sure. Some comeback. Past 12 months, we're supposed to turn things around for struggling cinemas. But instead of heralding a dramatic return to moviegoing, 2025 is running neck and neck with the middling 2024 box office and will fall far short of the $9 billion in domestic ticket sales that most analysts expected the theatrical movie business to easily eclipse. Prior to the pandemic, North American revenues would regularly hit between 10 billion to 11 billion. The 2025 results are a massive disappointment that no amount of bin can change. Already, there's talk of how much better 2026 will be. Hollywood will fix in 2026. You'll see. There's an unfortunate trend, which that we just can't get the industry to 9 billion at the domestic office, says Mike Sherrill, the chief operating officer of dine-in cinema chain Alamo Drafthouse. Looks like it's going to be 2 years in a row that the industry flatlined. More worrisome is the reality that many of the movie business's biggest franchises are showing signs of oversaturation or fatigue. Marvel continued to struggle with its B-team heroes. February's Captain America Brave New World and May's Thunderbolts lost tens of millions during their theatrical runs, while July's The Fantastic Four First Steps will only eke out a modest profit. And even though Avatar Fire and Ash, 760 million and counting, Wicked for Good, 504 million, and Jurassic World Rebirth, 869 million, will rank amongst the year's top grossing releases, they will fail to match the revenues of previous films and their respective series. Clearly, the theatrical industry can't thrive on sequels and spin-offs alone.
All right. Well, what do you guys think of this? I mean, really, the industry has not recovered since COVID, and the cap of what theaters can make is, it's shrinking. So what do you guys take from this?
Well, I mean, two things. One is hasn't recovered since COVID. How about the strike?
Right.
That certainly helped things. That certainly meant that there were fewer movies in theaters this year because of the strike.
And worse.
Second thing is, what if Captain America: Brave New World was a good movie? What if Fantastic Four was a good movie? What if Superman was a good movie and outperformed the way it did? That's why I don't think that there's a cap of $9 billion. It's the fact that there are movies out there that were produced that should have made a lot more money, but didn't make a lot more money. We're not superhero fatigue. I mean, superhero fatigue comes from the studio side because they were so tired of making good movies. They made Captain America: Brave New World.
I think theaters are looking at the same situation that Blockbuster Video is looking at basically at this point. What we're seeing right now is just kind of like the end, right? We're in the end game here. The theaters aren't going to get better from this point on. They're not going to all of a sudden start being profitable in 2026, right? Like it's not going to happen. They weren't ready for it. They should have been. They should have prepared for this, but they have been losing money every year. And at this point, Doomsday isn't going to save the box office. And I think we need to stop saying that. Nothing is going to save the box office anymore, right? It's don't get me wrong, some movies will make a little bit more money than the others, sure. Nothing's going to save the theaters, right? Like I think we need to prepare for that, man. Like I think there's just going to be less and less theaters out there. Like there's not going to be this big comeback that everybody's waiting for. It's the apathy has set in. It's just there's no more hype. There's no more. We could care less about these
bullshit.
trailers.
There's no more hype. All these motherfuckers.
No more hype.
Marvel's dead.
What are we
Marvel's
talking
dead.
about
Now
here?
everyone's all excited saying, "Are we back? Are we back?" It's what Alan said. Yes, we had a pandemic and a strike, and the writing went to shit because of DEI, all that shit. But at the end of the day, they're not making good things.
No,
making good things.
How did theaters?
People
how
go watch them.
Theaters' fault.
But Badger, that goes along with that, right? That goes along with that. I'm saying there's no saving the theater, right? Like, what? All of a sudden, we're going to have this crop of just great films for like the next couple of years? Probably not.
I mean, yeah, kind of. If you start hiring on meritocracy, if you get rid of all the DEI, which a lot of people have done, we're seeing more and more. I'm seeing better written shit this year than I did in the last 10 years. So we are going.
I'm seeing good TV. I'm not seeing good movies.
Mm-hmm. You're not?
I mean, there's some decent films, but not enough to sustain the theaters.
Not in its current model.
Right,
but you gotta.
But to one of your points, it's how is this the theater's fault?
Alan, I'm not hold on. I'm just saying that.
How are they supposed to prepare for bad movies coming to them? The unfortunate part of the theater is that it is so reliant on the studios producing good movies. That's the only way they can survive, and the studios are letting them down.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'll give you that. What I'm saying though is, it's not the theater's fault, but this is a byproduct of the bullshit that's been going on for like the past 6 years now.
Right,
maybe
Dante,
7.
it's going to happen. The thing is, you're saying it's going to happen, so fuck it. Let's just let it happen. When we're saying let's delay it as long as possible by making good things under budget, protecting the theater experience, but that needs the studios to hire people like the Taylor Sheridans of the world, not the fucking people who are just writing check boxes and minimal effort.
Okay, if I were going to try to be like a complete optimist, I would say yes. I'm going to count on the studios getting their shit together. Right.
In lieu of that, what are theaters supposed to do?
Right.
Well, they've pivoted somewhat. They've been showing sporting events, Fathom events movies, Korean boy band films, Taylor Swift. They are throwing everything at the wall
Popcorn
so
buckets for crying out.
popcorn buckets. What can they do? The thing that's killed theaters is streaming and activism. The activism in the films themselves. That's what's killed it.
Also, concessions.
Seriously, what's killed it?
Can we stop fucking blaming theaters on that? Yeah, it's expensive, but guess what? They were always expensive. It was always, you would ask your parent for a hot dog. I'm not paying $5 for a hot dog. Concessions were always expensive. That's how they made their fucking money, but we were seeing good movies. So
even when tickets were $6, they were still too expensive.
Right. That's what I'm saying, Alan. Like, it was always a complaint.
Yeah.
Like, but
we are we really going to compare paying $5 in the 90s to paying fucking like $25 now?
No,
I'm
in
not
the
paying
80s.
$25
In
for
the
a hot
80s.
dog, but
Well,
yeah,
in the 80s was a lot of money.
we were also
I
getting
think
a lot better
Windows,
movies.
though, is probably like they don't want to spend the marketing budget twice, right? They want to spend one marketing budget so then they can cut down costs on the back end. And because the best theatrical window would be 12 months, right? You advertise the movie once, then you advertise
That
it
only
again.
works when you have a movie
We're still
worth.
getting that crackle there, Oliver.
Yeah.
Let me share something from Roger Avery's X account. He commented on a recent on a clip from a podcast. I'm going to play the clip, but and then we'll read what Roger Avery had to say. So pay attention to this very carefully. It's 1 minute.
I think 1998 is in the running for the greatest checking all the boxes movie year we've ever had. All these different types of movies that can come out in a year.
Yeah.
Drama, Saving Private Ryan. Provocative drama, American History X. Foreign, Life is Beautiful. Beloved movie nerd movie, Out of Sight. Guys movie, Rounders. Great comedy, There's Something About Mary. Cult comedy, Big Lebowski. Goofy comedy, Wedding Singer. Conspiracy, Enemy of the State. Political, Primary Colors. War, Thin Red Line. Sports movie, He Got Game. Horror, Halloween H2O. Action, Armageddon. Well done for me and CR action, Ronin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sci-fi, Truman Show. Sci-fi horror, Blade. Rom-com, You've Got Mail. Black rom-com, Stella Got a Groove Back. Corny drama, Patch Adams. High School, Can't Hardly Wait. Fucked up indie movie, Your Friends and Neighbors. You seen that one?
No.
It's a fucked up indie movie.
Yeah.
TV film movie, X-Files, animated A Bug's Life, and Kids Parent Trap. Think about how many categories I just listed, and we have an awesome one for each one. Let's go back.
So that's from the Rewatchables podcast, and Roger Avery commenting on this says he's absolutely correct, except it wasn't the most complete year, just perhaps the last year to be so complete. For example, 1987 was an incredibly complete year, and one could argue the films were way better. So what happened? Badge, if you would continue on, I gotta prep something.
Digital began to take over film in the early 2000s, and along with it, long-established production methodologies.
1998 is in the running for the greatest checking.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah. DCI was formed in 2002. Netflix launched in 2002, and by 2017, streaming began to take over as the primary delivery mechanism. Perhaps not coincidentally, the hashtag #MeToo movement in 2017 exposed industry abuses, leading to reforms and more diverse storytelling. Increased focus on representation followed. No look at where we are and what movies have become. Can the genie be put back in the bottle? Can we go back as easily as he suggests, or are we too far gone culturally? By the way, because one of the first exposures was Alan and like the Disney Files and all those things, and like the sheer blueprint of using Me Too to get out every single talented person to then be replaced with diversity hires that essentially are just told to write what they know, and all they know is how black and gay they are. I can't, and you extrapolate that across the industry, that is beyond damaging, and we're still not getting back the people that were there writing, like actual writers.
What was in the clip? All those movies were bangers. Now, you might not like every genre that he talks about, but every one of those movies were great in their specific niche and category. And guess what? They were diverse. They were diverse stories.
Look at this.
Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, look at this. You look at this is 1998. Dr. Dolittle, remake. Lethal Weapon 4, sequel. The rest all original. Oh, Godzilla. I guess Godzilla you could throw in there. But look at it. No sequel. Very few sequels. Very few remakes. I mean, I don't know that you consider Dr. Dolittle a remake. Neither Godzilla at that time. But look at this entire list. You keep going down. Enemy of the State, Rush Hour, Marcus Zorro, Patch Adams, Prince of Egypt, Waterboy. literally less than what 3. If we go on this, current trend of sequels and remakes, 3 of them in 1998. The rest were all original.
Well, I'm just glad to see. Follow Roger Avery, by the way, on X. He's just Avery. Is his and he's being bold about much of his commentary, but what was said on that podcast is correct. And every one of those movies, I've seen all those movies, and they're all really good for their time, for their specific genre. We don't have that now. I've been working on my best and worst list of 2025. There's a lot of movies that are mid, that are so forgettable. They don't deserve to be on the worst. This is what most of the movies. I went through all our reviews for the year, Alan.
Yeah.
The movies that I went all the way from January to up to the present. It was weird to revisit. So many movies. I saw that movie, couldn't tell you much about it. That's how just bad things are. And by the way, there is a strike coming. SAG, they're in discussions for another strike.
Yeah. All right, Dante, you're right. The theaters are dead.
Yeah, we're not just saying it takes us all working together and they're gonna fuck it up.
Where's the leadership from studios to say we're gonna make a good romantic comedy here, we'll do a thing here, we'll do it like he laid out all these really good films in niche genres, even subgenres.
Hey, look at this one, Armageddon and Deep Impact. There were 2 original movies that had the same plot.
Well,
it made the top 10.
Yeah, well, Armageddon was the popcorn. Deep Impact was actually more of a more thoughtful drama, but like they took different approaches, but it was the same premise.
And they both worked.
They both worked.
They both made the top 10.
What they are. But it's just it's bizarre
who they were made by, and look at why they were made. Again, motivation for making the shit and who makes it is the key thing here. When Oliver said release, that's the word with Netflix, right? They're going to shrink all the release windows to 2 weeks, but who gives a shit if it's a made for streaming movie? You need movies worth being in the theater for 45 days or more that people want to see more, but you can't do that if you're just doing the bare minimum, which is what they've been doing.
Let's go to comments, and then I have a couple treats before we get to the X-Men Avengers Doomsday stuff. And I have the greatest video that just dropped this morning. You might not have heard of it. We're going to watch it together. I know none of you have seen it. It is, you got to stick around to watch this, but go ahead, Badger. If you
Andrew Cram for 10. There are good movies like Zachary Levi's Sarah's Oil, but these better quality films don't perform well in their theatrical runs.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that movie. I haven't seen it. It felt like a streaming movie to me.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, other than trailers, I wouldn't have heard of Sarah's Oil outside of the theater.
Yeah.
The A Train for 5. AMC closed at $1.63 share today. That is terrifyingly low for the future of the theater chain. Change needs to happen as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Well, AMC became a YouTube
stock,
member.
By the way, so
what's up?
AMC was a meme stock back in the back in the GameStop and
yeah
at that time.
And
Isama became a member. Yep.
Isama became a YouTube member. Thank you for that. There are some new members only videos you should check out. Posted one with Miley Cyrus, which was pretty cool. Hey, over the holidays, I love to revisit old holiday films like It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, Elf. And I also like to look at holiday specials. The Star Wars holiday special is one of the greatest holiday specials ever. But did you ever see this? I'll bet none of you even remember this. Only I remember this, oddly. Let's take a look. See if you remember this, folks.
Tonight, a Yuletide treat for the whole family. It's the Tron Holiday Special. Most of your favorite characters are back. Dan Shore as Ram, Bob Neal as Guard Number 2, Pierre Vuillemier as Tank Gunner, and many more. With special guests including TV's Mr. Cotter, Gabe Kaplan.
Pumpkin presents to the orphanage, Grit, or there's not going to be a Cyber Christmas.
Burt Reynolds.
Wait, is this real?
No.
Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise.
Vicki Lawrence as Mama. NFL
Oh, this is amazing.
O.J. Simpson, the gang from Fraggle Rock, and the one and only Santa Claus. Featuring the music of Jefferson Starship. Blaze of lights, Christmas nights, we are the thought leaders.
I need this to be real.
This is for you.
A copy present for me. I've never processed so much joy data.
Merry Cyber Christmas Master Control Program.
Okay, well, you three get a room, especially you, Francie.
Taylor?
I know who it is. It ain't Rip Torn. Oh, Rip Torn.
Join the fun with the Tron Holiday Special, 8/7 Central, followed
Oh,
by
it's funny.
Very Battlestar Galactica Christmas.
Guys, we gotta get the Tron back.
I wish this was real.
It was from Funny or Die, but I want people to remember that. I've also got another treat for you. You might not even believe that back in the day, movies coming out on VHS were an event. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, among others. When they came out, they were huge. Look at this news report. This is from, oh my God, this is from like 1989 or late 89 about Batman coming out on VHS.
He was boffo at the box office. Chances are he'll find victory at the video stores. I feel a little underdressed for this story. Aha, that's more like it. 15 million copies of The Caped Crusader were released last night at 12 a.m., creating midnight madness in video stores locally and around the country. There hasn't been this kind of chaos since the Cabbage Patch Kids. Holy bankroll, Batman. Warner Brothers stands to rake in over 350 million bat bucks on this one. If that doesn't make video store owners smile, nothing will. How's it selling? Like hotcakes. Glad to hear it. Warner's asking $24.98 for the flick. Some stores like Video Factory are parting with it for a mere $17.99. If you ask me, it looks like some folks would pay any price to pop the Black Knight into their VCRs. I didn't ask.
Did you say the Black Knight?
He said the Black Knight.
And a 9-year-old son that has to have Batman.
It'll wear out soon. I'm sure we'll buy another one.
Oh, my kids are trying to get out of school to see the movie.
Well, it may look like an ordinary videotape, but then looks are deceiving. Make no mistake, my friends, this is the videotape of the decade.
That'll be $17.99, Batman.
Oops.
A local news report from Buffalo on the $24.99 VHS of Batman coming out was an event. Lines out the door at midnight. Where is that energy for any film in
perfect?
Like, where is it?
Cocaine. We need to bring cocaine back. I was also thinking why all those movies were great. It needs to be mandatory. That dude definitely knew it. That's where that energy came from. Just bring it back.
Yeah, he might have had a bump right before the segment. So
okay, well,
make America great again. That's literally what we're trying to get back to.
Yeah, we're gonna like just that energy to me and the enthusiasm for that.
with that said, though, wasn't that pretty cheap back then for like a VHS?
$17.99.
Relatively. Hey, Stranger Things season 5 is here.
Oh dear God!
Have any of you seen it?
Yes,
Unfortunately, yes.
All 3 episodes.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I watched season 1. I thought it was really good. And then I watched a few episodes of season 2. And wow, it was, I checked out, I bailed. And now I see so many people complaining. The reviews are terrible. So let's take a look. The critics, this is from Rotten Tomatoes. The critics' reviews for season 5 are 84%.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And then the user reviews, 56%. A lot of people focusing on, and I'll show the scene. I'll show the scene because we've got to see the scene. There is a scene where Will comes out there were signs.
Just to be clear, it should not be surprising to anyone.
There were signs going all the way back to season 1 that Will might be a little light in the loafers, gay. We're gonna watch, and we'll have to clip this. When we watch it.
Can I just say that finally, Hollywood is brave enough to tell LGBT stories.
Mark Malkin can ask if it's the gayest Stranger Things. Ironically, it really is the gayest Stranger Things because it's got Robin and her lesbian partner, and now Will. So it is literally the gayest Stranger Things.
I mean, the bravery of Stranger
Very
Things
stunning and brave,
to tackle these subjects, that taboo subjects.
That's true, but we never see gay people in content except all the content. These
never
days.
see it.
But let's take a look at a clip from the scene. And if you're watching this as a clip, we had to cut this out. So watch this.
Like,
Hey,
this is
can
where
I
the
just
slow clap
say-
clip
By the
comes
way,
in.
Can you keep playing it to the part where mom admits to having had an abortion?
Well, all I just want to say is
What?
this. I want to say this. I agree with Will. I also don't like girls. I like women. And that
Yeah, I don't think he likes those either.
The memes are off. The memes are out of control.
The problem is that took 24 hours really, because 12 hours to shoot and then 12 hours of reshoots for that. They said it was the hardest scene they had to write.
How?
Well, the memes are out of control.
How was it 12 hours to shoot that scene?
You've got
I just
Sydney.
thought that was a standard day, right?
You've got Sydney Sweeney doing the "I don't care" face. It's pretty funny. But check this out. From Huff for Congress, his Grok. I asked Grok to rewrite the Will Byers comes out scene to better reflect the 1980s time period. And let me just say, I've seen this. Very accurate. It's how kids probably would have acted back then. Let's watch it. It's 1 minute. Please hold your comment there.
Hi, everyone. I am a gay homosexual.
Ew, sick.
Bro, what are you even talking about?
Honey, I don't think now is the best time for an announcement like that.
Hope you didn't want grandkids, Mom, because this queen thinks girl parts are icky. Dude, you like other guys? Nasty, dude. Correction, I like you specifically. Hot stuff.
How is telling us this going to help us beat Vecna?
Gonna stick my Stranger Thing in Vecna's upside down
Oh
until
my
he
God.
gets AIDS. Fabulous. All right, I'm out. Yeah, me too. Sissy rainbow magic.
Oh, for
Yeah, you might want to pause
Pete's
it now.
All right. All right.
Although that wasn't accurate because the black guy would have been the first one out.
But all I could say is this. I remember as a kid, we played dodgeball, which was a fun game. There was a variation on dodgeball, and you might remember it rhymed. Would anyone like to say what that dodgeball variation was called?
Dodgeball.
It was called Smear the
That's right.
Smear the yeah, you know what that is. That was we just play. It wasn't because someone was gay. It was just you were the one that was being targeted. And I don't know. Bullies made us stronger, so we didn't give a shit about stuff later.
Let's be really honest here, though. Like, I mean, that scene was really cringe. I give you that. That was like a drop in a bucket compared to what's wrong with these past 3 episodes. They've all been just bad.
Right, but that's kind of the point, right?
That was kind of like the cherry on top of a very fucked up Sunday, right? So,
It's the equivalent of gay cries wolf, and this is what we kept saying. It's like if you fucking putting it everything phrasing, you burn people out on it. So then on the places where it probably should be, i.e., it is written into the story. Vecna uses people's fears, worst fears, and insecurities against them because he can see all your secrets, even the ones you keep from yourself. And so to negate that, he comes out to his friends and family, so Vecna can't use it against him. That's fine. Now, the acting and depiction of it was horrible, but you've ruined everyone's goodwill by putting gay in everything. So the second we hear in 8, and then the other thing is they reacted like it was 2025, not the 80s.
But also, we've already had the story, right? Robin's whole coming out story was last season, right?
So double
why
gay.
do we need another coming out story?
And you know why, and that's what everyone's reacting to. This feels like Netflix put more gay people in it, even though it's the 80s. And then the people will say, oh, you have a problem with fucking upside down and monsters, but the gay shit, it's like, well, this is what Robert talks about, verisimilitude. Like, the monsters opening up from the upside down didn't all of a sudden make everyone fucking progressive. There would still be people literally thought you could get AIDS by just touching a gay person.
Yeah.
Like, it does a disservice
Especially
to the actual gay people that had to live through. Right. That's right. So it does a disservice to the actual gays that had to live through all that shit.
By the way, how did the Asian character turn out in the?
Oh, I see what you did there. There isn't one, Alan.
Oh, there isn't one. Wow.
No, look, like I said, these past 3 episodes have been shit, man. Like I gave them some leeway with the first 4 episodes. I was like, okay, this is, I guess, going somewhere, I guess, right? And my thought was, my silly ass, I thought, oh, well, after the end of episode 4, Will has his confidence. He realizes he could fight Vecna. He could stop crying like a bitch every 5 seconds. Nope. None of that.
Also, I don't give a shit about any of them. Meanwhile, Welcome to Derry is the same thing. A group of kids fighting a horrible fucking monster, and yet somehow I kept waiting for it to, like, pull me in the same way, and it did not.
Yeah, but what does that monster feed on in Derry and
feed, like
fear?
Metaphorically or literally? Fear, yeah.
Fear. Okay, so it's the same story.
Yeah, except it was done better. Is what I'm really saying.
Look, everybody was afraid that this season was going to be season 8 of Game of Thrones, right? Like, we all thought it. We were all afraid of that. We were hoping that it wouldn't be the case, but here we are. This is going to be Game of Thrones season 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the
I guess I am glad no Asians are in this.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments.
Oh, I'm sorry, really quickly. No. I got to bring this shit up here. Like,
set him off.
Look, even that whole cringe, gay coming out thing, it was bad. The thing that really messed me up about this season, like, honestly, is the whole, like, Max Holly stuff. And that last scene with them, where she's giving a monologue when she has, like, seconds to get through the portal. What are we doing here, folks? What are we doing here? She's giving a monologue, like a 25-minute monologue, and the song is only 4 fucking minutes, right? So what are we doing?
She also looked through to line it up with the horizon. It was like the dagger from Rise of Skywalker, like same vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I don't trust the Duffer Brothers anymore, man. Like, I think they peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, are they really in charge?
Well, I mean, Paramount paid a lot for them, right?
Might also be that they said they've had this ending from the beginning. Sometimes that could be an issue because things change in the course of your story and you're locked into an ending that we got all these fucking characters and yeah.
Let's go to comments.
AJDZ for $2.99. Stranger Things, Queer Things. Yeah, it's more Queer Things. CB the Legend for 5. Gore, Campia, and R&B said y'all circle knows the plot of Doomsday. R&B said the MCU now have the King Kong Doomsday. Spill the beans, bro.
I do know things. I'm not prepared to spill because it's a lot. Not at this time. And I would.
How did this stuff get out anyways? I mean,
so many leaks.
I can't even say how, but I think myself, Gary, and some other people know a lot. And I can't do it now because I have to you have to
protect people.
I have to protect people. Otherwise it'll be known who.
Yeah, and you don't know who was told what, so you don't want to say anything.
I want to keep it on the down low.
I'll say it's pretty credible. But
it's very credible.
It's very
I know.
credible.
I even know how it happened, and I have to be careful. I'm sorry.
It's also all out there if you've been paying attention. That just confirmed by all the trailers.
Like I watched a video and I was like, oh, someone knows something. Someone knows something I know. So I just can't do it right now. CB the Legend. but it's all gonna come out pretty soon. So can I just say this? It sounds really dumb. Like what I know, I don't see how they'll pull it off, and it actually sounds kind of dumb. I don't know that I'll just say this. I don't know that normies are gonna like it.
Well,
I got 3 words, man. Rip the Band-Aid. You know, I wish they would do that, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll speak to what's already out there, and you know, if this movie is based on the Incursion story from Marvel Comics, that was the storyline that made me quit Marvel Comics, and never go back to it. And I'm glad they're making 2 movies based on it.
So Steve Rogers causing incursions by going to live with Peggy, and then killing or maiming Dr. Doom and his family, and Dr. Doom assembling multiple different teams. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's widely out there, assembling multiple different teams to course
Let's
correct.
just say it was cooler when Brian Michael Bendis did it in Age of Ultron and made it Wolverine and Sue Storm. I don't know what they're doing here, but at least Marvel Comics got it right that time.
It seems like an excuse to get the people that they like cameos, and you know, the 3 Spider-Man and Wolverine for Secret Wars, just to, again, the only course correction they could do.
We've got 3 big stories related to Avengers Doomsday, and let's start with this first one. The X-Men are in a new Avengers Doomsday trailer. The trailer has leaked. We cannot show it, but I can show you some stills that leaked on X. I'll show you these right now. We're gonna see. I can't wait. We're gonna get Cyclops.
See, Dante, that's what I was talking about. The motherfuckers that say the MCU is dead, and you see James Marsden, all of a sudden they're losing their shit.
Yeah, this is James Marsden in the proper Cyclops outfit. Also, he takes his glasses off and goes full nuts. You've got Professor X and Magneto. They're playing chess. Something's going on. This is very different than the Steve Rogers trailer. So,
is that James Marsden in the bottom left? Who is that?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he rips it. Can we do an over under? Do you think he has more or less than 5 minutes of screen time?
I will say less.
I say less too. Yes, of combined screen time.
Yeah. I'll just say what I know. There's a huge cast. Not many are going to last long. They truly are cameos, and it's going to be weird. I mean, let's say this. I'll say this. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., in a way, created the Marvel universe, right? Marvel Cinematic Universe. He began it. As Doom, he will end it. And the Incursion storyline you're talking about, Alan?
Yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
What do we think of the stills? And by, I don't know if this is actually going to be in a theater this weekend. The Thor trailer, all of this is leading to a trailer where Doom will be revealed. What are your thoughts, guys?
It's literally set up just to be a cameo fest.
Look, it's cool. I guess, you know, like I'm not getting much from these stills. I've actually seen the teaser, the video. There's member berries, nostalgia. We finally get Scott Summers in his costume. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not excited. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Right.
Again, we don't know the story going into it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I saw the leaked clip too. It looks great, filmed on a little camera from behind a seat somewhere. But when I saw Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, I'm not gonna lie, I got the feels. I was like, they're pulling me back in.
Ready to see him die a fourth time?
See it. Yeah.
I know.
I can't do it again. I can't go through it again.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic, but what I'm told, the script is bloated. It's big.
How could it not be?
It's going to be over 3 hours. And my impression from everything I've heard if they're trying to bring normies back to the MCU by bringing back Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, Steve Rogers / Captain America, bring back your favorites, I don't know if that's going to work because it's so convoluted. The incursion, what does that mean? I mean, like to I'm saying, what does it mean to normies? Right.
A big giant glowing hole in the sky will open up and start merging with another reality.
But see, that's something that's
you know they're going to pull that bullshit where Steve Rogers isn't going to be Captain America. He's just coming back as Steve Rogers, right? And we'll still have Captain Falcon instead.
Yeah,
it's all going to be a bait and switch, man. Like these are like, hey, remember these people that used to like? That doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. The other thing that I've heard is that the majority of the first movie, there's no villain.
Right,
it's
because
just,
there's a good guy.
No. Here's the. Okay,
What?
I'll break.
No, but what I'm saying. No. Let me clarify what I'm saying.
No.
Is that
I'll answer your
Let me
question.
clarify what I'm saying. Is that the most of this first movie is about the incursion. It's about an event, a cataclysmic event. That's not a villain. You know, that's not a Thanos. And it sounds like most of the movie is dealing with this cataclysmic event versus fighting some kind of a villain.
All right. Well, let me tell you what's going on. And this is not a shock. At the beginning, or say the first half of the movie, Dr. Doom is a friend.
Right.
He's trying to solve this problem.
He is my point, no villain.
No, he's a good guy. When the turn happens, it's not a surprise because we already know he's the bad guy. So it's not like this huge reveal of like, oh my God, Dr. Doom's he begins as a friend and a colleague to Reed Richards.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about doxing anyone because all of this is already out there. It is widely known, including Doctor Strange working with Dr. Doom in the beginning and as one of the multiple teams. The issue is how they shot it. They shot it, again, with no fucking ending. The script is patched together. No wonder it's bloated. Way too many characters to the point where because of scheduling, there's a bunch of things that happen. Event A will happen, but it could be any number of these characters that would do it. And based on scheduling, we film it and shoot you isolated on grid. In other words, this is going to be the most patched together. All the actors don't know who they were filming with. It's going to be like a video game. It's just catch the scene of cameo character.
I'll tell you the biggest surprise. Chris, bring that image back up. The biggest,
Okay. Yeah, I will.
In this image, if you look at the top left-hand picture, Doctor Who is in this movie. I mean, I find that incredibly interesting.
All right. Well, it's great, Alan, but no, I'm just, but there's so much riding on this film. Yeah. So I don't know.
One, and remember?
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's going to make its money. Okay. It's going to, well, not its money. It's going to make money.
2.2 billion to break even.
I think it would hit $1 billion. I think it will. I think just out of morbid curiosity, people will go watch this movie, right? Even if you're not excited, just out of curiosity, you're going to go watch it. Now we watch it, 3 or 4 times. Who knows? But it's going to make money. But I think people are going to use these two movies as a jumping off point to be like, okay, I'm all done now.
Superman
made money. Close the MCU.
Eventually,
it's over, right?
Superman made money. Fantastic Four made money.
I don't think there's life out after these two movies for the MCU.
Yeah. Well, Superman, I believe that like eventually through ancillary sources, streaming and merchandise shit, it made $100 million profit, even if it lost 40, whatever it was theatrically. This is a different case with the $900 million production budget. You have to make 2.2 billion just to break even. Like that. This is an insane metric.
By the way, breaking news, Disney just announced that they're fast-tracking Zootopia 3 and Avatar 4.
I believe.
Is that
Avatar
true?
4? Really? Oh, you son of a bitch.
No.
Okay. All right. That's great.
You got me.
All right. Let's go to comments.
CB the Legend for $4.99. Correction. RMB and Campia think it will make over $2 billion based on the info. They know the whole movie. Okay. It's
Okay.
better.
I don't know why they're coming out with this stuff. But all I can say is this. Maybe I'll have to talk to you guys after.
I think they're underestimating the nostalgia of.
I heard the same stuff. I don't think it will because of this, for the same reasons that phase 4, 5, and 6 failed. People are tired of having to come in with so much knowledge. You've now overstuffed the movie. I'm not saying it's not going to make a lot of money. $2 billion?
Well,
no, I can't see it because the normies have checked out. This past year, 2025, superhero movies, the cap is like half of what it used to be. It's half. The audience is tired. Now, will there be hardcores? Yes. Will it do well? Yes. 2 billion? I don't believe it based on what I know.
Yeah, but to your point, because everyone hated 4, 5, phase 4 and 5, and they're skipping over it, they said it's directly after Endgame or whatever. But most of the cast are people from the 4 and 5 that we did. So aside from the 90s X-Men, which is why I give a shit,
right?
And like maybe Steve, everyone else is a bunch of people that didn't resonate with any with Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. Where's Ironheart?
But also, and the funny thing about that, Badger, is the people who watched all that shitty shit after Endgame were us.
I know.
We were the ones
the
watching
ones
it.
that know them.
Like not the normies. Normies weren't watching this. We were.
Yeah.
So we will know what's going on.
Wonder Man is coming out in a few weeks, so it's dropping all in one day.
Simu Liu got a new jacket though, as Shang-Chi, Alan. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. The thing is when Infinity War came out, we had a clearly defined villain. We had the Infinity Stones. We knew we had a direction, and it was a story. It's a story as old as time, something we could buy into. This idea of incursions, where alternate versions of Earth are colliding with each other. Who's asking for that? Who out there thinks that that's a great idea to base 2 movies off of?
But also, Alan, where was the lead up to all this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we have one last super chat here before we move on.
Salazar Joseph for $4.99. You think Doom will squash everyone WWE style or get beaten up pretty good before winning in the end? He better have a him versus everyone.
I already know the end.
Yeah.
Oh, read the comic book. It's all there too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They had one last break in case of emergency, and that was bring back RDJ. And I promise you, we'll see a version of Tony that when everything is said and done, he'll still be there as fucking Iron Man, just like Hugh Jackman's never leaving as Wolverine.
I have a prediction about where this is all going. I'll tell you at the end of the show when I show a video that will blow your mind.
Wow, you're really hyping this video.
Your mind. No, it will.
This be the greatest video ever made.
It will.
The greatest video.
But first, how DC finally beat Marvel at the box office. Did they though?
Did they?
Did they? Let's look at this. You've got notes for this story. This is from The Wrap. How did they?
DC scored its biggest win in years as Superman, grossed more than $616 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing superhero film of 2025 and beating every Marvel release. It marked the first time since 2008's The Dark Knight that DC outperformed Marvel across the board. As one industry observer put it, the film arrived when DC needed it most, following a string of box office disappointments and broader doubts about the durability of comic book movies. These are all continued. Marvel slumped DC's opening. Marvel released 3 films in 2025, none of which crossed the 600 million mark, a sharp contrast to its pre-Endgame dominance. Fandango's Sean Robbins said Marvel is now dealing with the consequences of its own success. They're trying to follow themselves, and they set such a high standard, coming back down to earth was inevitable. The gap created space for DC to reset and introduce Superman as a viable box office draw. So under DC Studios heads Peter Safran and James Gunn, Superman became the launch pad for a newly unified DC universe. Robin said the creative shift was essential. Superman was brought back to his more colorful variety, brought back to a more everyman type of mood. For both longtime fans and younger audiences, he added, this is it for them. Critics echoed the sentiment, with Collider noting that Gunn brought optimism, hope, and care back to Superman. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't agree with the premise of this story.
Disavow everything I'm saying right now. I'm just reading. Okay.
Yeah,
if you add all the Marvel movies together that came out in 2025,
I noticed they don't mention Peacemaker or Creature Commandos, but that's fine.
It's one movie, and this is spin. What I'm saying is, you're going to see other people quote this story. This is spin.
All right, finish. The film's hopeful tone resonated widely, sparking a TikTok-driven hope core trend and reframing Superman as a symbol of kindness. Gunn explained the timing. I'm telling a story about a guy who is uniquely good, and that feels needed now because there is a meanness that has emerged. One viral post captured the moment succinctly. This movie is going to do for the boys what Barbie did for the girl. Spoiler, it did not. All right, and then lastly, while Superman generated more than $100 million in profit, insiders say the bigger achievement was organizational. For the first time, DC's film, TV, publishing, gaming, and consumer products division are aligned. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav praised the turnaround, calling the work of Safran and Gunn compelling and a great economic turn, and adding, "There's nobody around right now who can tell these stories with the same imagination and excitement." DC's slate stretches through 2027 with Supergirl, Clayface, and major sequels on the way, even as uncertainty looms around Netflix's planned acquisition of Warner Brothers. Whether DC can sustain this momentum remains an open question, but Robbins offered a clear takeaway. It's not that people are fatigued of superhero movies, they're fatigued of bad ones. For now, DC has something it hasn't had in years, and something Marvel briefly lost the upper hand. I feel dirty just reading all of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Such spin.
Well, that was my point in us discussing this article. It's a lot of spin, and they're
Sorry, did I hear that right? The biggest success was something unverifiable and completely subjective. Because that was
well, it's totally based on box office.
Yeah.
I thought they said, wasn't it the biggest success was organizational, right? It was behind the scenes, how we created structures and stuff like that.
How are they unified? Because one megalomaniacal boy king has control of it and is just doing the things that he wants. Where's the unity?
Yeah. Well, it just shows that anyone can become a journalist.
Well, I was going to say, and ironically, Thunderbolts was the best of the bunch.
Looking back, probably.
I enjoyed Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts more than Superman, for sure, personally.
I like Superman. Sorry.
Let's go to comments here. We've got one quick comment, and then...
Andrew Cram for 10. Did Superman earn a profit because I thought the film... Okay, so theatrically, it did lose like $42 million. But through ancillary sources like streaming and merchandise and licensing deals, it's made $100 million in profit.
Thank you, Andrew Cram.
I mean, if you think about it, it's hard to call a movie that made $500 million a failure. At least a box office failure. You could call it a profitable, unprofitable. But you still got that many butts and seats.
But what they said about the resonating with the culture, I don't think it resonated at all. I think the majority of people, right? But that's the spin, right? That there was, in fact, when it said kindness, all I got was a bunch of pissed off Gun fans putting monkey gifs. Kindness was not the new punk rock with them.
Yeah, I remember watching a baseball game. It was the Dodgers versus the Cubs. The game went 23 innings, and the Dodgers lost because their closing pitcher was the shortstop. But it was finally over, and the Cubs won. Congratulations. That's kind of the feeling I get reading this.
Yeah.
Hey, let me make a prediction. I will make a prediction with Marvel and DC. There will be a Marvel versus DC mega movie sometime in the 2030s. It's the only place they can go. It happened in the comics. Let me put you full screen. Yep. It's happened in the comics.
Do the thing. It's a big old thick boy.
It's going to happen in the movies when they run out of everything. It's going to happen in the movies. And I'm going to show you a taste of what that might look like today, right now. If you are aware, there's a YouTube channel called Bat in the Sun. I love this channel.
They're great.
They do epic battles pitting. They They've done these crazy battles of characters fighting other characters. They're so well done. How have the filmmakers behind the Bat in the Sun channel not been hired to do a TV show or movie? I have no idea.
Superhero Beatdown.
They put this together. Please, let's watch it together. It's X-Men Mission Themyscira.
Oh, this is so
good.
It
is so good. I was dying. I just want to watch it with my friends.
Yeah. Their Psylocke
Here we go.
is.
Get ready.
Gene said you needed me. Have you ever heard of Themyscira? So this island's filled with big-breasted women, huh?
Just focus on the mission, Logan.
Scott, when are you gonna stop being so damn?
Oops. How's it bring it? You goddamn psycho!
Stupid missions. No sense of humor. What a dick.
There's also a him versus Predator that looks really good.
No one is allowed in Themyscira unannounced, especially men.
Look, babe, stay out of the way. You won't get hurt.
Leave now, or die.
All right, let's play a game called Just the Tip.
Ah! For That's how I play Just the Tip. Why won't you die?
I have an indestructible skeleton, and I heal real fast.
Heal from that.
Flame on! Yummy.
Anakin got fucked up.
Oh, damn it.
Because he had the high ground.
That was, guys.
They do a bunch of them. Gandalf versus Vader, that actor of Wolverine versus the Batman, Deadpool, all of them. It's amazing that they do. Bat in the Sun and superhero or hero beatdown.
And I'm telling you, man, once AI gets to that point, I mean, it's over, man.
Yeah, but there's something charming about the fucking fan film. Yeah.
Oh no, I agree. Like I think this is amazing, man. I'm just saying, but I mean, these guys, they put a lot of effort and work into this, man. Like making that was not easy at all, right? But when people can get to the point where they can make it themselves.
Batman versus Deadpool, when he realizes that Deadpool can't die, so he blows him up with that bomb from the Batmobile. Like, really, Kevin Porter's like the best Batman too.
I had flashbacks to Grayson when I was watching this.
Oh, Grayson was great. Yeah,
it was great.
Grayson was great.
Great
This
fan
is
film.
the subscribe to the channel Bat in the Sun. Support their work. They do just when you watch that, from the dialogue to the way the action is, they know the characters. It's Bat in the Sun, like a bat.
Aaron.
Yeah, but
Schlocke,
these aren't the kind of
director.
people that studios will hire, right? Like they won't hire real fans. They won't hire people who love the property. They hire assholes.
Well, maybe, but I'm just saying this is a taste of where it's going. Because after Doomsday, where does this go? You're not going to top Doomsday. Well, I guess we attempt that with Secret Wars. Alan,
I'm
what
more
do you
excited
think?
for.
Yeah, I feel like you'll be able to top Doomsday real easy. But the bigger point is what's really dying is the Hollywood studio system. And it's not until theaters can embrace independent filmmakers, find that they're going to get a better profit margin going to them as opposed to relying solely on studios. That's the big shift that's going to have to occur at this point, because there's really no hope for the big studios at this point.
The thing I don't understand though is, Alan, you say that, and here's the thing that bugs me is they've known this already, right? It's not like all of a sudden they're having an epiphany. They've known this for like years now, right?
Yeah, but the studios have so much power at the moment. But the problem is they're losing that power. Disney used to dictate what theaters could show and could not show, when they could show it and what cut. Disney's not in that position anymore. They have no leverage. And it won't happen until theaters start getting that leverage over the studios, when they finally admit that the movies that they're bringing and delivering them just aren't doing it anymore, and that they're going to go to other sources for entertainment, such as Taylor Swift and Fathom Events and others.
Right.
I think Chris is right. In 2030, when Taco Bell owns all of the film studios, we will have a Marvel versus DC. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I just feel like there's nowhere for them to go. Netflix will own WB by that point.
Mm-hmm.
And this collaboration, I mean, you've already got Marvel/Disney collaborating with Sony on what may end up being the better of the two movies next year in 2026, right? The Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, Sony can also make more money post-theater because it can syndicate, because it doesn't have its own streaming service as well. So it's more robust.
By the way, Zalin said Secret Wars could easily be better than Doomsday, because it's the one that is going to have Wolverine and Black Suit Spider-Man, or maybe 3 Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got the more favorite characters in it.
Who play the Beyonder? That's my question.
Oh, it better be Majors. I'll tell you that.
Sydney
Justice for
Sweeney.
Majors.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney as the Beyonder. That's the one gender swap I'll go for.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments.
CB the Legend for $1.99. Article won't age well in 2026.
100%. Thank you,
Nope.
CB the Legend. You have been great today. I appreciate you.
Eat Truth 64 for $2. Bat in the Sun does 2 endings with each winning. Yeah, that was actually the alternate reality ending. In their original release, she just beats Wolverine.
Yeah, and there's so many good ones. Bat in the Sun. I've followed them for years. They also have the heart of a fan. I get the sense with everything they do, they just care. So and thank you, Geek Truth 64. Appreciate you.
By the way, if that
Wolverine versus
article is
Predator.
right, that means Supergirl is going to beat Doomsday.
What?
Clayface, bro.
Clayface, yeah, both Clayface and Supergirl will beat Doomsday.
Yeah.
And one final story for today. I'm going to bring it up. Alan, give me a second while I set this up.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Kung Fu Hustle 2, make it so.
Kung Fu Panda 2, if you guys want, that's fine. We do more.
Well, aren't they on 5 right now?
Yeah. And TV shows, multiple TV shows.
Yeah, there you go.
I wish DA was here with us for this story, but Hideko Anno, we won't. What?
Hideaki
Anno we won't adapt anime for Westerners. They must adapt to us.
Good. I mean, it wants us to assimilate. All right.
Yeah, it wants us. Yes. So let me make this text bigger here, but this is from the Niche Gamer. And he had something to say. They must adapt to us. If you would read that, Badger.
Yeah. In a new interview with Forbes Japan, the Neon Genesis Evangelion director said his work is rooted in Japanese thought and culture, and that international appeal, if it happens, is incidental rather than intentional. The global market for Japanese content has nearly tripled over the past decade, reaching 5.8 trillion yen in 2023. Despite that urge, Anno said his mindset has not changed. I myself has never consciously made the works with overseas audiences in mind. I can only make domestic works. Yes, that's exactly how he sounds. Anno described his basic stance as focusing on what resonates inside Japan. First and foremost, on what people here find interesting, he said, adding that overseas interest is simply a bonus. Even when he had near total control over projects like Shin Evangelion the movie, handling production and promotion himself, he said he still wasn't thinking about overseas audiences. Anno argued that creating work specifically for Western viewers is nearly impossible for him. My thoughts are Japanese, he said, noting he can only manage simple English greetings. While visuals and music can travel more easily, he added, works created through Japanese thought are, after all, difficult to understand in any language other than Japanese. Anno was blunt about whether Japanese creators should tailor their work for Western tastes. We can't adapt it for them, he said. I'm sorry, but we ask the audience to adapt to us. He emphasized that his stories are driven by emotions shaped by Japanese culture and should be approached on those terms. Comparing anime to video games, he noted that film is a one-way medium. Viewer complaints don't reach the creators, he said. So you have to trust the creators when they say, this is interesting. For that reason, he believes it is fine to stay domestic. Anno pointed to Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli as kindred spirits. I don't think Miyazaki-san gives overseas audiences a single thought. He said, agreeing that creators should focus on the work itself and leave global marketing and adaptation to business teams later. The reason we like it is because it's uniquely Japanese. You make it American, give a shit.
That's it. That's exactly right. When I see a French film, I want it to be purely French. I don't want a French film to pander to Americans. I can appreciate it for what it is. UK, British comedies are amazing. I don't want them to alter for me. And I kind of find that movies that are kind of movies or entertainment that is pure from another culture is interesting. I gravitate towards it because it's not what we expect here. What's been diluted and destroyed is American culture. There is no American film or TV voice. There is only activists who try to push certain kinds of stories on America, and it's not exportable. It's not exportable. The only thing is Avatar seems to really do well, right? And
but they're not leaning into Asian culture in Avatar.
Well, I'm just saying, by the same token of us liking, things that are different from, say, Japan or Korea or whatever.
Right. And they like Avatar because it's cowboys and Indians, American culture with blue people.
Cowboys and Indians. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Well, as a foreigner, I like American films to be American.
God bless.
That's why you go to the cinema, and you watch it. And there's loads of memes about it. Like my favorite is the a wet globe with the United States of America, and it's America Saves the World Again. It's a joke, but I like Independence Day and all of those great films. And when they give inspirational speeches, you want to watch that. That's what you want to watch when you go there. And
Well,
I think if you want
there
honest
used to be
storytelling.
there used to be a definitive, like, I won't say definitive, but I mean, we had a certain voice, right, in Hollywood, right? We had the action movie, we had, you know, the propaganda pro-America movies, we had the American comedies, right, like Weird Science and Porky's, and
or action movies
that were very much American, right? Like, you knew it when you were watching it. And now there's no voice, right? Like, Americans don't have a cinematic voice.
Remember Maverick? Top Gun was like when it came back, it was like, oh, it's kind of pro-American finally for a while. Like, it made everyone remember that this used to be a whole genre.
And you know what? And it felt good. It felt good watching that movie.
Yeah.
I walked out of the cinema and I said, I know it's not the best film ever made, but I feel like I've just watched the best film ever made. Yeah. Right? Like, I was so pumped coming out of the cinema. I just felt so good about it.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere, someone said that the foreign films that lean more into their culture tend to do better.
Yeah.
It's true. That's true. I mean,
well, when I watch Miyazaki films, I love the fact they're Japanese. When I play Zelda, I love the fact that it's a Japanese take on a medieval situation, right? It's not traditionally English at all, but that's what's beautiful about it. Ocarina of Time, I think, exemplifies that more than anything else.
It's kind of like, the movie Shang-Chi, right, was clearly trying to pander to China. An American-made movie tried to pander to China, and they didn't even release Shang-Chi in China. It would be like China
That's crazy.
trying to make a movie to appeal to Americans. It doesn't make any sense. I'd rather see a Chinese, Japanese, Korean film that is purely from the culture. Don't pander to Americans. And we've seen a lot of films like that, actually, Alan.
You know what? I'll challenge that. I'll challenge that.
Neja too.
I'll challenge that in the sense of Shang-Chi was very Asian American.
Yeah,
because everything that happened in that movie was like, oh, I've done that. I've lived that. I know exactly what that is. The creatures that appear in Shang-Chi is like, oh yeah, those creatures appear at
they're going after American
banquet Chinese. I ever go to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost like the equivalent of, like, you know, if the Chinese or the Japanese tried to make a movie about living in the hood, right? It's like, really?
But the thing is,
like, it doesn't
I
work,
hate the
man.
fact that I have to keep defending Shang-Chi, but it's
Well, you
it
don't.
is not a Chinese story. It's a Chinese American story, and it's very Chinese American.
Which is why it didn't play in China, right?
Exactly. That's exactly why. Because Chinese want Chinese culture. They don't want Chinese American culture.
Well, I mean, even if you look at a movie like Joyride, right? I mean, that was a movie about 3 Chinese girls and a Korean
Chinese American girls, yes.
Chinese American
yes,
girls.
and right, but it didn't play well in the Asian countries, right? So
yeah, because again, those are distinctly Chinese American stories, and,
right?
And unfortunately, Chinese Americans really don't live, or Asian Americans don't live in Asia. They live in America.
We'll do better, Alan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think Mary Poppins is a great example of an authentic British tale. Okay.
All right, that's gonna we have
Mary
a shorter
Poppins.
show
What?
today because
It is. I lifted my hand.
guys,
no, nah.
please, trying to run the
Gentlemen.
show. We got to wrap it up today. Shorter show. Alan and I will be back on New Year's Eve Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Our New Year's Rotten Eve special, and then we'll also be back Friday for our Friday Film Threat live cast. Got to thank you guys. Plug your channels, fill us in on what's going on. I'm gonna play the theme here. Here we go. Dante. Happy you're here, Dante. Appreciate you.
Me too, man. Me too. Guys, if I don't hear from you this week, Happy New Year. But I do have a show coming up Wednesday with George the Giant Slayer, and later on with Nina Infinity. BRL might be pushed to Friday because New Year's Day, everybody's going to be hungover, and y'all probably ain't watching shit. So see you then.
Badger Cast coming up in an hour. So if you hang on, we'll be starting, and then I'm going to go watch some Mary Poppins and see the pure Britishness of it. So authentic.
Alan Film Thread. Hey, early start time Wednesday, 9:00 for Hollywood on the Rocks.
And Alan, how do you pronounce Oliver's name again?
Oliver Lavery Farag.
Come on, Oliver.
Close. It's Oliver Lavery Farag. I'm going to be apologizing to Chris for all of my technical issues and crying over my failure.
Yeah, you need to watch Mary Poppins.
Whatever. It looks great. What's the Christmas sweater?
Oh, it's Thundercats. Ho ho ho!
That's great. Yeah, we'll be back. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to those who gave us super chats. We appreciate you. Thanks to everyone who was just chatting with us. It's a big show today. A lot going on, in spite of the fact that it's a holiday. So there you go. Alan, what do you have to say?
Let's get out of here.